Topping today's news, the Prime Minister and the Bahamas delegation having an impact at Chogum in Samoa. Police investigating 2 deaths that occurred today, one of them a murder. The Free National Movement denying former Prime Minister Minnis is being gagged by the party, and the search called off for a woman who leaped from a cruise ship while in Bahamian waters. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jcn Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. From Samoa, where Commonwealth leaders are participating in Chogum, the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, many Commonwealth countries are pushing the issue of reparations for the slave trade, although the United Kingdom government insists it is not on the agenda. The Bahamas seems to be leading the pack. If you recall last week when Baroness Chapman handed over archives to Prime Minister Philip Davis, he raised the issue, and now Foreign Minister Fred Mitchell, speaking to the British Broadcasting Corporation, or the BBC, about the issue of reparations. If you recall last week when Baroness Chapman handed over archives to Prime Minister Davis, he raised the issue, and now Foreign Minister Fred Mitchell spoke to the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, about the issue that could potentially leave the United Kingdom owing billions of pounds in reparations to countries like the Bahamas. Meantime, at the Commonwealth Business Forum that precedes the actual heads of government meeting, Prime Minister Davis, the Minister of Finance, promoted the Bahamas as a global hub for business, with significant projects and new business ventures already creating jobs and diversifying the economy. While in Apia, Samoa, for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, Prime Minister Davis and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Fred Mitchell, they are also using the opportunity to forge new ties and strengthen old ones with fellow members of the Commonwealth. On Wednesday, Prime Minister Davis held a bilateral meeting with President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana to discuss key matters. The meeting also served as an opportunity to reinforce the strong ties between the Bahamas and Ghana. Prime Minister Davis also met with the Cabinet Secretary and Foreign Affairs Minister from Kenya to discuss the relationships between the Bahamas and Kenya, along with key regional matters. Earlier this week, the Bahamas held a bilateral talk with Samoa and formally established diplomatic relationships between the Bahamas and Samoa, which is on the other side of the world. Police reporting 2 deaths today, one of them the result of an industrial accident and the other one a shooting death. The murder, which occurred on Ramsey Street off Fire Trail Road, took place around noon today. This would result in the 98th homicide for the year. Chief Superintendent Tess Newbold, who's in charge of the Southwestern Division for the police, shared the following details on this shooting.
Sometime shortly before 12 noon today, we received reports of gunshots being fired in the area of Carmichael Road and Ramsey Street. Officers proceeded. They found a single male with apparent gunshot wounds about the body. Ambulance services attended to this male and found no signs of life. Right now, the only information we have is that a male in a dark-colored vehicle approached him. Some shots were fired and that male fled in an unknown direction into that vehicle.
Chief Superintendent Newbold was asked if this murder is possibly connected to any of the other recent murders.
Some time back, we did have another homicide in this immediate area. We are doing our checks to confirm if they are connected, but we do not have solid information at this time.
The victim in this case is believed to be around 50 years old. The 84th murder took place on Ramsey Street. That was on August 29th, where a man was found shot dead in the near area where this recent shooting took place. Police hoping that video cameras or CCTV cameras will help them with the investigation into this latest homicide. The Minister of Environment and Member of Parliament for the area, Von Miller, was also on the scene of that crime. Earlier in the day, police were at High Point Road, that's off Theodora Lane, where a man died after working at a construction site. Early reports say the male fell to his death while working on a 2-story building in southwest New Providence. Unconfirmed reports say the male fell from a makeshift scaffold constructed by 2x4 lumber. We'll have more details on that accident in a later report. And finally, in this segment, around 9 p.m. on Tuesday night, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force search and rescue officials were notified that a 66-year-old woman jumped from the 14th floor of her cruise ship Allure of the Seas while it was in Bahamian waters. Upon receiving this news, according to Lieutenant Commander of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force and officer in charge of search and rescue, Byron McLean, the HMBS Madeira was dispatched and search efforts began in conjunction with the U.S. Coast Guard, who volunteered one of their aircrafts, a helicopter, for the search. According to Lieutenant McLean, the search was abandoned on Wednesday morning due to no signs of the victim and the mitigating circumstances surrounding her disappearance. Royal Caribbean has confirmed the incident in a statement, saying their crew immediately launched a search and rescue effort and is working with local authorities and providing support and assistance to that guest's family. The identity of the victim and other details surrounding the incident not being revealed at this time to protect the privacy of the family. You're listening to JCN News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.